We are here on Good Friday for two of absolute brilliant matches, and for the whole round as well, but two in particular for the ones we're doing today, as we've got a multitude of matches with a bit more extra feeling. It is Rivals round, and we are here to kick off tonight with one of the best rivalries in English Rugby League. It is the Hull Derby. It's East vs West. It is the Hull Kingston Rovers taking on Hull FC at Craven Park. And we will see quite possibly who will get the bragging rights in the city. And this should just be an absolute brilliant match. Welcome everybody. It's a bit of a different setup somewhat, but this is going to be a very interesting night or day, depending on where you are. It's going to be rather feisty, to say the least. Currently looking into the poll of who do we think is going to win this game. We have got 3 votes, 2 in favour of Hull FC getting an away win, whilst Hull Kingston Rovers have got 1 vote. But this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out, as we'll quickly, within the next couple of minutes, go over the team list, who we think is going to win, and react to this match. And then immediately after this game, we're going to the Good Friday Derby. It is St Helens versus Wigan, which should be another feisty affair, to say the very least. But this is going to be quite an exciting encounter. Just trying to pull up the Super League ladder and see what, not only is it for 2 points, but it's for bragging rights, but what would 2 points do for the competition as of right now? Obviously, this is the first match of the round, so a win for Hull Kingston Rovers would get them onto 6 points and would have them leapfrog their opponents today in Hull FC. So we could see them go as high as 6th place with a 10-point win. Would get them over the course of Bradford, with other teams set to play. But a win here for Hull FC will take them up to 8 points, which would see them also jump up into the top 6, with them overtaking the Bulls. They need to get a pretty decent win if they were to overtake anyone else. They're only 14 points down from St Helens, but they would pretty much realistically need a big demolition derby win if they were able to get that result done and dusted for essentially for them to jump over the top 6 sides. But this is just going to be one of those matches where you don't know what's going to happen. It's like, yes, there's form and whatnot, but it's particularly these matches where form doesn't matter, because it's just you want to put your blood on the line for these teams. But yeah, if we want to talk about, just quickly in terms of the NRL, I don't know if anyone cares about this because it is currently, of course, we're focusing on the Super League. But yeah, Penrith are back. They just put 50 points on the Melbourne Storm just before, and I think it's the first time in over 20 years the Storm have copped a 50-point battering. It's kind of like when a certain German, formerly Austrian, waltz into Paris. That's kind of what the feeling is in Australia at the moment. But let's go quickly through. We've got about 10 minutes for kickoff. Let's go through the team list. Starting off with the home side, Hull Kingston Rovers. You've got Jack Broadbent at fullback, Tom Davies and Joe Burgess on the wings, with Peter Hiku and Oliver Gilder in the centres. Mikey Lewis and Tyrone May as the playmakers. Salaso Sue, Jez Litton, Tom Amone as the pop walker prop. Dean Hadley, James Batchelor and Elliot Minchella as is the rest of the forward pack. Sam Luckley, Jai Whitebread, Jack Brown and Carl Lawton is the bench, with Noah Booth as the 18th man. And going into the opposition here, Hull FC, you've got Logan Moy at fullback, Tom Briscoe and Lewis Martin on the wings, with Arthur Romano and Davey Litton in the centres. You've got Zach Hardiker and Aidan Cesar in playmakers. Lidgy Sau, Lidgy Sau, Amir Burra and Harvey Hill as the prop. Joe Batchelor and James Bells the second round, with John Asiata in at lock. Connor Bailey, Kate Cuss, Matty Laylor and Sam Lasone as the bench, with Callum Kemp as the 18th man. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty tasty looking affair. So we're just going to be looking in terms of the poll here. We've currently got 4 votes, and it's a 50-50 split, which would not shock me. So just waiting now to get this this game going. But this is very exciting. Oh, another vote's come in, and it is in favour of Hull FC to get the win. We will go through to... So obviously Mikey Lewis would be one of the key components of them getting, of trying to get this win here. I mean, it's just be good rough and tumble. I should also stress that unfortunately no game footage will be shown in this stream, unfortunately, due to copyright reasons. So it's basically just an Australian reacting to actual Biff footy, which is, you know, good. It'd be really good. So yeah, it's going to be close to getting down near to the finer points. So we've got 8 minutes remaining until kickoff. So we'll just now go into the last bit. But yeah, it's just one of those exciting ones. I'm excited to see how a certain Sam Lasone goes off the bench, because I think that's going to be probably brilliant. So we've got 6 votes now. It's now split down the middle, 50-50. And once this stream ends, once it ends, it will automatically transfer you to the next stream, which is St Helens Wigan. So yeah, that's there's that one. So hopefully it's just going to keep on going. I was thinking about going and do. Is it on yet? Frankie, it's on at about 7 minutes, but I unfortunately can't show any of the game footage. Unfortunately, you're just looking at this mug. But yeah, it kicks off at about 7 minutes. So you're on basically the final ad break before the stream begins. But yeah, so we're just transitioning here now. So we've got the hearts here to try to possibly decide who we think is getting on. Is it on BBC? Oh, okay, let me... I'm having a look for you to see if it is on the BBC. I would not know. Let's have a look. No, it's not. Sky Sports Action and Sky Sports Plus. So the only one that's on, I think possibly on the BBC, is Bradford Leeds, but that's not till much, much later. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, not on BBC. There we are. Got it nearly fixed up there, but yeah, we've still got a couple of minutes to go. There needs to be a proper system for this. Okay, where's the final bit? Okay, 7 votes now, and this is the first time in the polling that the Robins are in front. So this will be one of the close ones. We've just got about a couple of minutes until the start of this one, about 5 or so away. But yeah, okay, come on. Yeah, it's good to see. It's interesting to see how both teams will go. So, and this, of course, is very special. This is the 250th edition of this rivalry. Who do I support? I'm neutral when it comes to English Rugby League, but I'm in Australia. I know this is not what was asked, but I support the Newcastle Knights. So I'm strictly neutral in this one. I'm not somebody who's but I probably need to make a decision of which English team I support, since I'm going to Magic Weekend in Liverpool. So I kind of need to make my decision here. But who do I think will win this? I think I need to make a start. I'm gonna probably, I don't know. I'm going to leave it. I think it's going to be split. I think we're going to leave it. I was going to do a prediction, but I'm a coward, essentially. That's the problem. I'm just a cat. But yeah, still 7 votes, 57% in favour of the Robins to take the win here. But yeah, 250 matches this rivalry will be played. This is obviously the 250th one. But yeah, this is it. Just another reminder. This is the only... What's on the screen is the only thing that's actually going to be shown, unfortunately. There's no actual game footage. But realistically, so this game will basically decide who leapfrogs the other and who will enter the top 6. And I think pretty much the only one that could realistically overtake actual other teams would be Hull FC. But it would only be if they come with a proper dominant performance. So yeah, this is a decent ground here, but because isn't this the Hull Kingston Rovers coach? I feel like this might be the wrong person. Isn't he the person who's becoming the New Guinea coach in the NRL next year? I might be wrong on that. Might need someone to fact check me on that one, but yeah, Tyrone May, Mikey Lewis, going to be a very interesting pairing to see how that goes, especially in tonight's game. But yeah, just get it done, really. Suaso Sue, former Knights player. I think there is a couple of former Knights players in this fixture. Obviously, Will Price would be one in regards to Hull FC. But Suaso Sue, I just want to actually fact check this, that he did play for the Knights. I just want to make sure that I am correct. Yes, he is, 21 to 22. Bit of an interesting error that is for the Knights, and he joined Hull KR ever since. But yeah, this is going to be a physical encounter. This is going to be very physical. And I feel like it's something that's missing from... I mean, you do get it in bits with the Australian Rugby League like competition, but it's only like certain points. Like State of Origin would be probably the closest we get to this, as Red's Safe Smoke is going off on the field. But yeah, Will Price, I think it's going to be exciting to see how he goes. He's been all right so far from what I've watched of him since he left the Knights. I don't understand why we got rid of him, but it's just the Knights are silly. The Knights are silly billies. So A and C's are there. It's just a I think I might need to do, like, in terms of which team do I support, I might need to do to go into my ancestry, because obviously most of my family come from England. Like from, because they were convicts and that, but I think it's like around like Doncaster area, and I do have a team, but it's they're not in the Super League. But Sam Lasone off the bench, that's gonna be absolutely terrifying. Also, I've just said Will Price is not playing. He's yeah, so it might be another one. You never know. Probably one of the forwards. But anyways, we are getting close now. But the trophy now for the 250th edition of this matchup. So we'll be ending the poll somewhat soon, as it is now hit 10:30. So Clive Sullivan Trophy now in the middle of the field as a jam-packed Craven Park. And both pundits, John and Sam, have gone with both close matches, but say Hull Kingston Rovers will get the win by 8 and 10 respectively. So I think this will just be an exciting, good match. I just want to see good actual fucking hits. It's like essentially. So just another last reminder. No game footage will be shown, unfortunately, just due to copyright, as both teams now run out onto the field, Hull Kingston Rovers and Hull FC, the battle of East and West Hull, for bragging rights. This is going to be exciting aspect. I think it's on Sky Sports is the only way to watch this. So if you're able to watch it that way, try to find it. Okay, so let's figure it out here. So it'll be Hull Kingston Rovers kicking off, running screen left with the Faithful getting first possession of the ball. But here we go. The siren has sounded, and we are waiting the kickoff for this matchup. And I'm expecting handbags. I'm expecting handbags, punch-ons. I could be misinterpreting, but this should be really, really exciting. So both teams eyeing up potential jumps into the top 6, which obviously Hull Cow could jump over Hull FC, but Hull FC could jump a bunch of teams into the top 6. So up the wind has knocked the ball off the kicking tee, so a little bit delayed. But we're just waiting now to kick off. And we are underway in the Hull Derby as the kick falls a little bit short and goes inside of the 20, as that is number 5, Lewis Martin, who takes the first tackle and gets brought down just shy of the 20. Now passing down into the middle is the number 18, Elijah Sow, who will again get held around the 20-metre line, now more centrally in the field, now trying to get up and play the ball. It's just one up play at the moment. Almost a good run there. Harvey Hill now gets for the third tackle, just shy of the 30. And still going up the guts here is FC, as it's Asiata now, just shy of the 40 for the fourth tackle. Should also end the poll here as the votes have now lopsided. So just get up to halfway there for Hull FC. And it's going to be kicked right into the 10 is Broadbent. He'll get the first carry for the Robins. Oh, bit of swinging arms there in that first tackle. But it's around the 20 for the first tackle for the Robins. And oh, that's a high shot. And just like that, straight away a penalty. Tom Davies copping a bit of a high shot from the right side of his head. So we're a minute gone, and we've already seen the first penalty. And it was given away by the number 10 of Harvey Hill. So decent chance here for the Robins to get first field possession. And they're just taking the tap here. This is pretty interesting idea there. I rate it. So first tackle now for the Robins, just shy of their 40, but still inside of their own half. This is the number 12 of James Batchelor, who will try to get some post-carry meters and gets brought down just shy of halfway here as we're now 2 minutes gone in this matchup. Flings it off from the middle, from the right-hand side, as trying to get a bit of pressure there, as that is Minchella, just shy of halfway. Third tackle. They go down the short right-hand side here, trying to get an upset restart here. Do they get it? As it was Jez Litton who tried to get that play there. Still running up the middle here, Amone. 35 away from the try line now for the fourth tackle. And it looks like it actually was the last tackle, so it's a high kick. There's going to be some pressure. They're going to let it bounce. It's actually batted backwards there by Hull KR, but it's taken by a member of the Faithful on the 20-metre line for the first tackle. So 2.5 gone. It'll be Hull FC who gets possession back. There's an offload. Oh, and that's a knock-on. And immediately there's a bit of argy-bargy, as unfortunately Lewis Martin knocks on an offload, and the ball it'll result in a scrum for Hull Kingston Rovers 20 metres out from the try line. Yeah, it's like immediately like he knocks the ball, even like full-on gets flopped in that. Yeah, my full-on like flops on him too, so it's pretty mental to say at the very least. But yeah, this is brilliant. So 3 minutes now gone. The first proper attacking chance coming to the Robins. So the Robins now 20 out from the try line in the centre of the field. Scrum feed, full set of 6. So Derby meetings, 124 won by Hull Kingston Rovers, 115 by Hull FC, and 10 draws. So it could be the 125th win in the Robins history of this derby. If they can get a job. So first tackle is Mikey Lewis on the far left-hand side, but it is a set restart. Oh, they're just big, decent hits going left and right. There's going to be a punch on in here. Oh, it's going to be a penalty. Is it a penalty? What's happened here? It's a high tackle penalty. This is the thing. It's like it's good to get these hits in and out of their system, but the problem is that you don't want to be being a detriment to your team and conceding points. But another set here for Hull Kingston Rovers. Now 10 out, full set of 6. Spread it now more into the middle from the left-hand side of the field. It's Tom Amone. So I did pronounce his name wrong, unfortunately. So 10 out now. They're going to fling it off to the left-hand side of the ball. The Robins now. They've got numbers off to the side, but the pass goes wayward and it'll go into touch. The left wing attack just over-committing for that pass, so it's going to go into touch. It'll be a 20-meter, it'll be a scrum feed on the 20-meter line for Hull FC, and the faithful getting around themselves on the field because, I mean, they stopped multiple set opportunities there by the Robins. So there you go. Hull FC will get to try to wrestle back a little bit of momentum with the amount of sets that were given there to the Robins from penalties and set restarts. So it's actually a play ball on the 20, and here comes... I think you need Robins to keep this going. They need to have a really good defensive set, keep them behind the 40. If you just limit them to like 20 metres, that'll be... Oh, and dare as I say, as John Asiata knocks it on, and now it's a 7-tackle set, 25 out from the try line, and it's another huge chance here for the Robins to get points on the board. Amone now 20 away from the try line. They're going to fling it off to the left-hand side of the play. That is the number 8, Asuaso Sue. Now 10 away. Second tackle still central of the field. They'll go to the right. Just try to find some type of gap. They fling it back into the middle as Peter Hiku. Brought down central, about 10 out. Third tackle. It's run from dummy half here by Liddon. Now to Batchelor. Batchelor trying to burn himself over, but he gets dragged back. Fourth tackle, still 10 out now on the right-hand side. They'll go more central of the field. They could commit here now. They've got 4 on 2. They've got the numbers if they wanted to. The centre, Oliver Gilder, does not get the pass off. Fourth tackle. No, this is actually, sorry, the last tackle. Out to the middle as it's Mikey Lewis who kicks it. Big chase. Oh! And it's taken by Davey Liddon, who basically gets body checked into the post pads, but it's going to be a penalty to Hull FC for a I think it's he doesn't keep his arms up to try to contest for the ball, so that's why there's been a penalty. 6.5 gone, still 0-0, but hopefully if you are a Hull FC fan, you're aiming for a better reprieve from the constant attack that's been happening so far by the Robins. So the kick's only gone up to the 20 here, as that is the number 21 of Arthur Romano. He gets to the 30 for the first tackle. And Hull are very quick off their line here. They need to be careful to make sure they don't give away an offside. Now just to the 40 for the second tackle for Hull FC. Trying to find some type of gap. That's a good wrap-up tackle. So still played third tackle. They're trying to get a lot of offloads off. They're still going with it. And this is what I think could work for Hull in their FC in their favour. As it's the number 5. Try to find the number 15 is, but oh, there he is, James Bell. Now off to the right-hand side. Feint going there. Almost there. 35 away from the try line now. Hull FC flings it off to the short right-hand side. It's kicked up in the air. There's not enough pressure on Broadbent. What do I think? It's been pretty... that is the first tackle. What I think so far, it's been pretty feisty here. It definitely seems to be Hull KR's had a bit more of the attacking percentage with just the penalties and set restart. And just as we were talking about that, it's an offside penalty against Hull FC. Who would win? I think I would probably have tipped Hull Kingston Rovers going into this match. But Mikey Lewis has kicked it low driven into touch from the penalty for the offside. And this is something that can become very detrimental to Hull FC, is the penalties and the set restarts. So first tackle now, 30 away from the try line for Hull KR. This is, again, another chance for them to keep putting pressure and possibly cross over and score. Amone now 25 away from the try line. More central of the field for the second tackles. We're now 8.5 gone in this game. Hull KR spreading it out to the right-hand side, but it's going to be Hiku that gets wrapped up. Can KR score? Definitely the question, K, because with the amount of sets down in the goal, pretty much on Hull's line. They need to put that on the board. Fourth tackle now. They're spreading it out to the left-hand side as Tyrone May gets wrapped up. 15 away. Last tackle. They'll go to the left-hand side. Mikey Lewis gets a pass through, and just like that, it's broken through, and it's the number 14 of Jack Broadbent who scores, and Hull Kingston Rovers strike first in the derby. It was a great flat ball there in for a pretty decent gap that opened up in the Hull line, and it sends through Jack Broadbent. And there we go, 4-0 with a kick to come as we're about to cross 10 minutes gone in the Hull derby. They just did. It's like, yeah, Cade, you couldn't have asked that any better timing. That was absolutely perfect. It's like the next tackle or two. But yeah, big gap opens up when Tyrone May gets tackled, and Mikey Lewis just lings the ball in for Jack Broadbent. They just said it was Oliver Gildart who got the try, but it wasn't. It was Broadbent. But again, Mikey Lewis being involved, getting the cut-through pass. And Jack Broadbent slams the Steedham down into the ground. And it's a kick from right in front, so this should be 6-0 to the Robins. There we go, the scoreboard finally decides to update itself. So here we go, Mikey Lewis, who set up the try. He will convert it. So 10.5 gone. It is now 6-0 to Hull Kingston Rovers in the Hull derby. And I feel like it was kind of due because the amount of chances that they were taking right on the line and causing Hull FC to make these penalties and mistakes, it just made sense. It just made sense that this would be the end result of that. So just waiting now for the kickoff attempt from Hull FC to restart the game, as we're now officially 11 minutes gone in this match, and it's off and we're underway. And the ball will be bounced, and it's going to be laid off for Tom Amone, and Amone gets brought down on the 10-metre line for the first tackle for the Robins in this new passage of play. They're spreading it now up to the middle, and Hull FC need a very good defensive set here. They need to keep the Robins at bay. And Swaso Sue now getting past the 20 for the third tackle. Almost a ruck infringement there. Referee does not call it though. And now, it's a flat ball that's gone a bit hayward, and Hull FC is going to end up with it. So they'll get a scrum feed about 35 metres away from the try line. So this is a real good chance here for Hull FC to respond. I just want to make sure, actually. So, it's actually, yeah, so 35 metres out. Just trying to check that. I'm pretty certain it is Willie Peters, who is the new Papua New Guinea coach when the team comes in. But here we go, 35 out. And also it's not next season because it's a couple of years before this New Guinea side comes into the NRL. And it's a penalty to Hull FC. Immediately off the first tackle, I believe it's an offside. Oh, it hit off the ball actually. Yeah, Mikey Lewis with a bit of a late hit off the ball there. I think it's a bit really question number one there. So 20 metres out, full set of 6. Can Hull FC respond and get points on the board? Now Hull FC just trying to find that. I'm trying to figure out also where the away fans are situated. Now they're going down the left-hand side here. They can fling it out to the wing. They're going for it, but it's great defence. And it's forced Lewis Martin out of the field. The ball's still in play. But here we go. And it's Hull KR as Tyrone May gets dragged out of play. So it's actually going to end up being Hull FC's ball 10 metres out. So that's a really good switch up there. I think it's the right type of play, but unfortunately I think. Oh, that's one of those really interesting ones. I think it's a bit of a head clash there by Broadbent, who's come diving in, but it looks like it is going to be I think it's a scrum feed for somebody. But I'm pretty certain by the way it was looking, it was going to be because the game played on, so I believe it should be Hull FC with the ball. No, it's the Robins. Yeah, fair enough. So they ruled back for the knock on. So the Robins get the ball on their 10, and it's a penalty for a ruck infringement. So I'd like to see the penalty count. It was a hand-on-ball penalty, but it's just going to be a lot of penalties being conceded by Hull FC at the moment, and it's a quick tap by Hull KR. He gets up to the 30-metre line for the first tackle. Now 14 and a half gone in this matchup. They're just trying to go up the middle here. Tyrone May now just up to the 40 for the second. Still doing one of players. Tom Amone now just shy of halfway for the third tackle, as they're just trying to get through this line. But it's not solid at the moment here by Hull FC. It's a bit fragmented. There's Tyrone May. Flings it off to Minchella. Minchella trying to break through the line. He'll get some post-contact meters and be brought down 35 away from the try line. Last tackle for the Robins. Lewis with the high kick. A lot of chases coming in from Hull. But it is Logan Moy. He gets the ball in the possession there for the first tackle. And this is where you need a big defensive set here for the Robins to pin Hull FC down this side of the field. But and Hull just trying to find some type of way to break through this line. Oh, big charge there. Appeals for a penalty. Not being given at the moment. And it's a number 21 there. Romano again being held back. Last tackle. Hull FC have only gone just past their 20. Oh, and the pass has been intercepted by their halfback, and it's been forced for another kick. And the ball will bounce up around near the 40, as it is the number 5 of Joe Burgess with the ball, and the ball's popped out, and it's a penalty for a strip. Again, this is going to be something that's going to kill Hull FC, which is probably already starting to do it, because they're just not allowing the game to flow. Is that it was the number 18 there, is Lidja Sau, who had the hand on the ball and forced the ball to be knocked out. So Lewis kicks it into touch, and the ball will be placed 35 metres away. So for a full set of 6, and a chance for the Robins to increase their lead in the Hull derby. Now just through the middle here, it's a Moan now on the 30. And they'll spread it now to the left-hand side, just trying to find some type of gap, as that Suaso Sue gets brought down just on the 20-metre line. So 20 out, about 17 now gone in this game. Now they're trying to think about going to the right-hand side. A gap's open up. They could get the pass out to the wing. It's Davies trying to break through, but he gets brought down 10 away now. Third tackle. But they're quick attacking now. They're flinging it out to the left-hand side now. Lewis trying to find a gap. He's trying to break through. He gets brought down 5 away from the try line now. Fourth tackle for the Robins. Gets it off to May. To Broadbent. They've got a massive gap on the wing if they commit to it. But I believe it's Peter Hick who just doesn't get the pass off her. 5 away. Last tackle for the Robins. Tyrone May, flat passes. They're getting the passes through. If they just get it out to the wing, they should be able to get something done. It's caught. It takes a big step. He spins around, and it's a try. It's another try for Hull Kingston Rovers. And it's Oliver Gildart who goes over. And it's now 10-0 with a kick to come. 18 minutes now gone in this matchup. But they need to cut. But they need to actually get the other thing off. Because I'm pretty certain it was Jack Broadbent who got the first try of the game. But the graphics showed up that it was Gildart, unless I was seeing a 1 randomly next to Gildart's name. But again, it is Hull Kingston Rovers making Hull FC pay from a penalty, as they just get the passing. It's just a massive gap on the right-hand side for Hull FC, as Oliver Gildart gets the steps going and makes it 10-0 to the Robins in the 250th edition of this Hull derby. So there we go. It's just really good play by them. It's just, I mean, what you expect. But yeah, they're just having a bit of a check in the background, but I don't think there should be anything wrong with that try. Yeah, try confirmed. Tackle's never completed. Nothing wrong with that. And now they're just waiting now for the conversion attempt by Mikey Lewis to make it a 12-point lead to the Robins. So just waiting now to see what does end up happening with this conversion attempt, as we're just about 19 minutes gone in this matchup. Mikey Lewis was successful from right in front for the first conversion. And the conversion attempt, he's missed it. He couldn't curl it enough, and it's going to remain 10 points to 0. 19 gone in this derby match. But yeah, I think Hull need to really work on their discipline here. If they just are able to just try to limit the penalties, and I think that this is the thing, they need to force mistakes by the Robins. But the problem is that they're not doing it good enough because they're getting penalised for it. So it's one of those rough ones where you need to clean up your discipline and just be all right with it. So basically, yeah. Anyways, kick off here by Hull FC. It's going to be taken by Broadbent, who gives the pass off to Suaso Su. And Su will get brought down inside of the 20 for the first tackles. We're now about to enter the final 20 minutes of the first half. And the other game we'll be doing today will be the Good Friday derby between St Helens and Wigan, which should be an absolute barnstormer of a match. Now, Hull Kingston Rovers now trying to get up through the middle. As we fourth tackle just shy of the 40, as they're going to spread it now to the left-hand side. Suaso Su again gets another carry, and it'll be brought down just shy of halfway for the last tackle. And it's flinged off to Lewis, and Lewis with the kick. It'll be taken on the right-hand side of the field, inside the 20 here for the faithful. And it's almost Moy getting away, but he does get eventually wrapped up. This is the thing, it's like, it's also given, I feel like the score isn't really explaining how dominant Hull KR has been. That's a bit of a high shot there. Has that been called? No, it's not. Still a second tackle. They're just trying to get away from halfway, as that's the number 22 now of Connor Bailey, as we're starting to see the substitutes come into the fray. Now Hull FC now trying to get off to their left-hand side. Aiden Caesar trying to break through. He gets onto halfway now for the last tackle. So now 21 minutes gone, still 10-0 with a try to Jack Broadbent and Oliver Gildart. And the kick, is that a field goal? And actually the ball goes too far out, and it'll be a 20-minute restart and a 7-tackle set from Hardiker. I've just realised Zach Hardiker looks like Spanian. It's just noticed. It was almost a 50-metre field goal attempt. But here we go. Another chance here. Just Hull FC just need to work on their discipline and not give away a penalty here. Kingston Rovers. Suaso Su now just shy of halfway for the second tackle. Right on the Betfred logo. Now Hull KR trying to get through the right-hand side. Broadbent brought down on the Hull FC 40 now for the third tackle. Spread it now more into the middle. They've got a running 3-on-3. Mikey Lewis trying to break through. Appeals for a high shot. Not given. 25 away from the try line now. Fourth tackle. So Connor Bailey has come on for Joe Batchelor. I just realised there's Joe Batchelor and James Batchelor. Any relation? Anyways, last tackle. Tyrone May gives the ball off to Mikey Lewis. Lewis trying to find a grubber. And Lewis cannot get the pass away. And it'll be a changeover inside the 10. So Hull FC survived that one. But yeah, you're just trying to see if there's some type of way that Hull FC can bounce. But then again, they only need one try. And here we go. There's a chance, an offside penalty. So a chance here for Hull FC to get better field positioning. FC lined up worried me before kickoff. too many out. Yeah, it seems to be a bit of the fray. Obviously, like Will Price and that being out. And it's a very deep kick. It's a very good kick. So the ball will be placed just inside of Hull Kingston Rovers half. So at least we get an attacking set from Hull FC in Hull KR's half, and possibly could threaten to get a try, because if they get a converted try, then they're only 4 points down. So the scoreboard realistically should be a little bit higher to really reflect the dominance that the Robins have had. But it is a good deterrent for a possible momentum swing with Hull FC. Hardacre get brought down 30 away from the try line now for the third tackle. Spreads it now more so into the middle of the field, trying to get a pass off. It's the number 10 of Harvey Hill. They fling it out to the centre. They're getting the passes going. And now we're trying to run down the line here. As it's James Bell who gets brought down on the 20-metre line for the fourth tackle. There's big gaps starting to open up in the middle here. Okay, I need to fix up here. Anyways, 10 metres out from the try line. Last tackle here for Hull FC. Trying to go for a grubber kick. And the Caesar with the ball. And Caesar just couldn't do anything with it. It's going to be a changeover inside the 10-metre line. So you need a big defensive set here from Hull FC. It's what they need. They just need to try to keep the Robins at bay. And Hull FC trying to run offside. And that's the second time they've been warned of jumping the gun. So surely the third time will result in a I'm surprised it wasn't a penalty, but rightio, first tackle on the 10 now for Hull KR. So I think they're just going to try to soak up this pressure. There's going to be a lot of oomph coming from these Hull FC players trying to get through the middle. And now we've got the number 2 of Tom Davies. So Sawaso Suits come off the field, replaced by Jay Whitbread. Now down the... Oh, was that a high shot? Not called. Okay, just shy of last tackle here. And here's the kick from Lewis, who was just in front of the 40. And it's taken by Logan Moy inside of the 20. Moy trying to find some type of gap and outlays. He's trying to crawl under the Hull KR line. And Hull KR just trying to keep Hull C at bay there, as that's Davey Litton. Trying to get it off now to the left-hand side, second tackle. And again comes a big run. And it is Sam Lasoni. He gets onto halfway. And the third tackle. And he's clutching his head. And the referee's not happy. Oh, Lasoni. And there's a bit of argy-bargy between him and Minchella. Must have been a high shot there that wasn't called. But right, just immediately Lasoni comes on and makes his presence felt as the last tackle kick goes up into the air. As Broadman takes it inside of the 10. As Lasoni comes on for Harvey Hill. Man, Lasoni, he's getting himself involved. And there you go, big tackles now happening for Hull FC versus Hull Kingston Rovers. Oh, it's a bit of a... That's a possible shoulder charge there by Minchella. I'm surprised. That's an interesting one. Swinging arm as well. I'm surprised it wasn't called. Peter Hiku now with the ball. Oh, and it's an offload knock on there by the number 9 to Jez Litton. So it should be... Wait, not? That's not been called. I'm pretty certain Litton just straight up knocked it on. But it's a kick, and it's been taken by Hull FC. But yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't called there. So first tackle here for Hull FC on the 20-metre line, as we're now 13 minutes remaining in this first half. That looks forward, and it was a forward pass. It's just Hull just keep, unfortunately, making these errors that is allowing the Robins to have most of the control in this game. Yeah, it's a forward pass. Yeah, you can't dispute that one. It is pretty darn forward. So now just waiting to see what Hull KR do with this. If they can get another try or two, that could put them very much in the driver's seat going into the second half. Now off to the left-hand side here is Buildup, who's already gone over today on the 20-metre line. Now first tackle, spreads it into the middle of the field. Is Amone. And Amone getting post-contact meters, gets brought down 15 away from the try line. Just trying to find something. Almost a break down the line, and that's a knock on by Hull KR in the 10. And it's Logan Moy trying to find some type of gap to break through as he gets dragged back to the 10-metre line for the first tackle for Hull FC. Oh, so actually the 0 tackle because of the knock on. Now this will be the first inside of the 20. Now it's right up the middle. Oh, Liggy Sow absolutely drops the number 16 of Jai Whitbread. And Jai Whitbread is in a bit of a state here. They've immediately called for HIA, and here comes Sam Lasone running again. He's just keep giving him the ball. And here we go, Hull FC. Because to be fair, this is something that the Faithful need, and it's a tackle without the ball, and it's going to be a penalty to Hull FC, and it's around near halfway. But yeah, Jai Whitbread is not in the best of ways here at the moment. But yeah, it was the tackle without the ball on James Bell. But Liggy Sow just runs into a one-on-one, and it was Whitbread who basically gets hit right into the from the front, and then his head cuts back into one of his teammates' knees. So he's on his head injury protocol. 10.5 now remaining in this game, but it's a kick in the touch, and now Hull FC looking to try to get points on the board, and I feel like it's going to come from someone like Sam Lasone. Because who are you going to stop? Who's going to stop him? So first tackle now for Hull FC now, 25 away, more central to the field as the pass goes. Laidlaw now, 20 away. It's again still very centre of the field. They'll go to the left-hand side here, Hull, and it's Lasone. Gets brought down 15 away. Third tackle has been into the final 10 minutes of this first half. Now let's see, trying to find something down to through. It's Laidlaw, 5 away now. Fourth tackle. Feints going to the right-hand side. They'll go to the left here. Caesar goes for a grubber, but unfortunately, and he survived it. It was Tom Davies who picked it up in the in-goal, and he's run out of play to prevent a goal line dropout opportunity. And that's really good awareness there. And now Peter Hickey gets brought down on the 10-metre line for the second tackle for Hull KR. Yeah, I feel like it's still 10-0 is not the worst result. That's a high shot. And it will be called. It was the number 22 of Connor Bailey with the arm around the neck. But the thing is, though, the commentators are talking about the referee hasn't really had a word about the amount of high shots that have happened so far this game. But yeah, just trying to... Now right through the guts here, trying to go through the middle is Lytton. He's tried to offload it, it's gone forward. But yeah, Hull KR starting to make a few errors now in the lead in this latter parts of this game. So it'll be a changeover within the near the 20-metre line here for Hull FC. So just waiting now to see what will end up happening. So inside the 15 here, scrum feed for Hull FC has got 7.5 minutes now remaining in this first half, and still remains 10-0 to Hull Kingston Rovers with tries from Jack Broadbent and Oliver Gildup. However, it is disputed it's two tries of Gildup. But here we go. Penalty for Hull FC on their 20. But yeah, this has really been... I really would like to see the penalty count because it's been pretty immense. So the ball will be placed on Hull FC's 40. And we'll try to get a full set of 6. But I feel like 10-0 in the sheds, I don't think is the worst result for Hull FC. But it will just mean that they would need to score first in this second half. As the Betfred sponsorship started moving and someone on us would be tripping the fuck out. As we go now to the wing here for Hull FC, trying to find a gap. It's still running. It's a brilliant run, Briscoe. He's trying to get a pass. It's a brilliant pass to Moy. And Moy gets brought down to the 10-metre line, and it's a penalty for a high shot to Hull FC. So 10 metres out. And a full set of 6. And a huge chance now for Hull FC to get their first points of the game and really cut the lead down to probably less than a score. And here we go. Right up the middle here, 5 metres away from the try line. It's a set restart as well. They'll go to the left-hand side. There's a gap that's opened up. Appealing for a high shot there, not given. Right on the line here, first tackle. They pass out to the left, and that's a knock on again. But it's a penalty still because of the set restart. So that was very close. But you got to think with the amount of penalties that have happened in this game, there's been no warning by the referee. I understand Derby, but you know, there's standards to this. Cade Cuss now will take the tap from W half, and they're trying to get all the Hull KR players on side. And they'll spread it off to the middle, trying to find some type of gap. But this is a chance as ever for Hull FC to get points on the board. They'll spread it off to the right-hand side, trying to find a gap. Asiata short of the line here for the second tackle. Trying to find a run up the guts. Is that a potential one-on-one strip? Yep, it is. And it's Minchella who has gotten the one-on-one strip completed. And it's chances again going begging for Hull FC. As Hull KR now just get possession of the ball. And this will be the second tackle on their 10. But again, it's just any chance that Hull FC have been given has just kind of started to falter away. There we go. So from the fourth tackle, it's not a big running set here. But we have got Hull KR just trying to get the ball out of their end, and which they will, but the wind holds it up, and it's only going to go about 5 metres. And Gildup's ended up with the ball, and Gildup tries to pass through. That's going to be a knock on anyway, so it will be a play the ball just inside of Hull KR's half for Hull FC, as the wind's starting to very heavily blow in direction behind Hull FC's back, essentially, because that kick got really held up. It only went about like 5 metres or so. With 4 minutes now remaining in this first half, can Hull FC get points on the board? They're passing it out to the left-hand side. Can't get an offload going as Lytton gets brought down, 25 away from the try line. Spread it more now into the middle here, Hull FC as Laidlaw, 20 away, second tackle. Now off to the right. The pass all the way out to the wing. It's a race between him and Broadbent. He cuts inside. And it's a try to Hull FC. And it's the number 19 of Tom Briscoe. And finally, after the chances they've had in the latter stages of the first half, Hull FC have put points on the board. And it's 10-4 with a kick to come, as the away end starts giving it the biggins. There we go. Briscoe getting the first try of this match for Hull FC. First try of the season as well. But yeah, just great run there by Burgess. They were just trying to wait and see, but there we go. 2.5 minutes remaining. This conversion attempt to make it a 4-point lead, and if they could somehow get another try and potentially going to the sheds in front would really show of just realistically the Robins should have had more points on the board. So here we go. Just about 2 minutes now remaining in this half. Hull FC just trying to find a way to break through, as Zach Hardacre will take the conversion attempt. Spanian. This to make it only a 4-point game. Heading into the final 2 minutes of this first half. And he has slotted it. And it's going to be 10-6 with about 100 seconds remaining in this first half. Tom Briscoe. It was really good run back there by Broadbent to try to make try to stop the line. But here we go. Bit of a shorter kick as it's taken on the 20 for Hull FC, as they'll have the final full set of this first half. And Lasoni gets the run, gets past the 30 for the second tackle. But yeah, the number 14 there, Cade Cust, trying to get to halfway for the third tackle. Now Hull FC running from dummy half here. It's Logan Moy. Now, again, this is a really good set attacking-wise. They get passing it out to the wings here. It's Davey Litton still going. And he's only 20 away from the try line now. I believe this is the last tackle. 40 seconds remaining. Hardacre with the kick to the wing. There's going to be pressure. It's taken by Broadbent inside the goal mouth for a 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set. But there's only 30 seconds remaining. But can Hull KR get anything done here? Or they just wait to go into the sheds? So that is Joe Burgess there inside of the 30 for the first tackle. Now it's number 4 there of Oliver Gildart who gets to the 30 for the first. And now we're into the final 10 seconds here. They need to try to think of something if they want to go for a try. They've got to fling it out to the far right-hand side of the field. Still going. And it's going to be Peter Hick who gets wrapped up. And that is the siren. Hull KR going to the sheds in front, but it is very marginal. It is a score of 10-6 in the 250th edition of the Hull Derby. Right, that was really interesting. That was really interesting, that game. It's one of those weird sort of ones. But yeah, I feel like with the pressure and that, I think the issue is like Hull KR have had multiple of these chances, but just for some reason, there's not enough points on the board, and now just like that, the Robins only have a 4-point lead. But yeah, so I'm going to put it into question here because there's been a lot of bit of challenges and stuff like that. So I'm going to make a poll, and this is for half time to talk about the second half. Okay, who cops the first sin bin of the game? So we'll go with Hull KR, Hull FC, no sin bin. So we'll put that question to you because I feel like the commentators have been talking about how the referee hasn't made any talks yet, but some of the high shots are starting to get a little bit shaky. So we'll have a vote about that as we're going now into half time. But it's been a pretty interesting game to say the very least. I still just think that that Hull KR probably should be a bit further ahead. But yeah, it's just whatever. But yeah, it's just one of those weird ones. Okay, we're getting some votes in the poll here. So the first vote in it has gone to Hull KR, in which of who will get the first sin bin of the game. There is the other. There is the third option of that just no sin bin happens. So if you want to go for that one, that's probably pretty fair. But yeah, it's just one of those. But yeah, it's just one of those weird sort of instances of this match. I feel like I've been talking too much about it, but I've just realised for KO Sports they've just had an ad, right? And I'm pretty certain it's the bloke who voices Bluey's dad. That's pretty cool, because yeah, Bluey is everywhere. Like, I understand how popular it is in America and in the United Kingdom, like, somewhat. But I know about how it's straight up, how popular it is, like, in Brisbane. Like, literally, just like, you arrive in Brisbane because that's where the show takes place, and it's just all advertisement for Bluey. But yeah, it's just one of those really weird knockouts. Tipping Burgess to score any time. Joe Burgess, yeah, that's not a bad one there, Wanted. It's not a bad tip at all. And okay, we've got 2 votes down. Again, it's Hull KR. I mean, to be fair, like, it is the type of game where it's like, say if like Hull KR do go up to a bit of a lead in the second half and they're just, Simbin. It's like, but it's about whether or not Hull FC are able to get it done. So yeah, Liam Martin's playing his 150th game in the NRL as the Penrith Panthers have continued their reign as the evil empire, because they are literally the best team in the NRL, and it's not even close. Like, I need to counteract of what would happen, like what would the newspapers be regarding trying to find the image just quickly, just to explain what would happen if a team would actually stop Penrith this year. Because yeah, Penrith are really good. Okay, so I'm adding a source here. Because for those who don't know, the Penrith Panthers put 50 points on the Melbourne Storm, which is the first time it's happened to them in about 20 plus years. Just showing how dominant Penrith have been. But yeah, straight up, just trying to get this image in. It's this right here. This would be what it would be like if the Penrith Panthers end up getting stopped. This is the type of feeling it would be, essentially, because it's just been absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Hull KR is still quite close. I think the votes are still still two votes and all in favour of Hull KR saying that they will get the first sin bin. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things. But yeah, it's just one of those weird type of things with this game. I was just trying to get it for it. But yeah, still a lot of errors. I'm actually going to pull up the the actual stats from this game, because I want to see what what's been said, because I think this has been a very, very like messy match. But 56% possession in favour of Hull KR. Sets are pretty even. I just want to see the discipline stuff. 5 errors each, so it's still been pretty even. Yeah, that's not enough. I thought it'd be a lot more in terms of stats. Like I was expecting like like penalties and that, but I don't think it was counted as a stat on the Super League thing. So 3 votes now, and all 3 still in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers getting the first penalty. I mean, not the first penalty, the first sin bin in this game. But yeah, this has just been a very, very exciting. Do you think it's harder to predict wins on NRL or Super League? That is actually a really good question. I'm not trying to say... That wasn't trying to be me being like coming off as like, oh, you can't ask good questions. But it is a very good question. It's hard to say. I think maybe in an overall scale, I think it would maybe be the NRL. But I feel like if it's like an individual zoom in on a specific game, I think it'd be the Super League. Because it's like, for example, right, like the Manly Sea Eagles on Thursday in the NRL just had their coach sacked, and they've basically have lost all of their games. And in their first match with their new coach put in, they put 50 points on the Dolphins. Like it's one of those weird things. But which result was it? I think it was a Hull KR last week when they played Huddersfield. Was it that? Or I think I'm getting... Hang on. I think I'm getting my games wrong. But yeah, there was like a... I think I'm getting my matches wrong. But yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a coin toss between which is harder to predict. But sorry, it was Huddersfield beating Wigan. That was the result I was thinking about. But yeah, it's hard to tell. Really, really hard to tell from either league, to be honest. Okay, so there is a bit of team news. Jai Whitbread has passed his HIA, so he is available to come back into the matchup for the Robins, so that's good. But yeah, only a 4-point gap in this second half, so not the worst thing at all. So I'm just going to actually just... just trying to make this more zoomed in. Let's make this a little bit more easier, just so you're not seeing just dilapidated man tits about on the screen. So coming in now to the votes, still in favour, all in favour of Hull KR getting the first sin bin of the match. Yeah, I'm actually just going to just try to keep going through with these types of games, and I'm just waiting now for and just go through to the final lads as we go into the second half. This has been rather good, but yeah, this is the question, because I need to actually figure out what team I support in the Super League, because it's like, I don't know. The thing is, it's like, because if it's like, oh, who've Knights players played for? They've played for absolutely everybody. It's like, I don't know if I'd support. I don't think I'd support Leeds purely because, just as a bit of a preamble, I am a Manchester United. I do support them. I do have a local team here before anybody starts whinging and anyone says it like, oh, so if they played each other, who would you pick? The Newcastle Jets would actually beat them. So it's but yeah, so I probably wouldn't support Leeds. Maybe Salford. It's one of those rough ones that I probably need to figure out. They need to do the there was actually an A-League campaign, which is the Australian Football League. They did an ad campaign of you got to have a team. It was basically they took this kid around all the clubs. And it's like, oh, who did he end up supporting? He supported picked Melbourne City, which is the one owned by the City Football Group, and also at the time Tim Cahill played for him, so that made sense. Which, in fairness, on paper, it definitely makes the more sense of like why I picked it, because they are probably the more successful of the teams. But yeah, it's just whatever. But it's, there's a yeah, I've heard about that. There's a K-pop Demon Hunters Macca's meal. Still 3 votes, all 3 in favour of Hull KR. So just trying to get close. We're almost ready for the start of the second half, so you don't know. You just don't know how this game could go out. Just waiting now for the start of this. Getting another NRL ad. There we go. We got back to the Super League now as it's still remaining 10-6. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So the Super League for the broadcasters for the Super League also spout out boxing, just like the KO does for boxing in Australia. So at least there's consistency to that level. So yeah, just waiting here. Pretty much just waiting now for the start of this second half in the Hull derby. So just waiting now. Just any moment we'll cut back to the Hull derby. Just still waiting because they're just doing the old spiel about all the games happening this week. So yeah, a bit tense in the crowd at the moment. It's still anything can happen because that's the thing. If Hull FC score first, they could be in front. Any more votes? Another vote has come in. All 4 votes in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers getting the first sin bin of the matchup. Waiting now for both teams to come back on. They've got an artist painting the game live. That's pretty cool. Good on him. So just waiting now for both teams to come back on the field. It's going to still taking a bit. Oh, they're already on. Never mind. So we'll end the poll there. All 4 votes in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers getting the first penalty of the second half. Hull FC running screen left. Hull KR get first position of the ball. That's a knock on into him. And immediately, Hull FC have capitalised on a mistake as the ball it was a shortened kick around the 20, and Hull KR went up for it and has knocked it on into one of their own players. So scrum feed immediately into this matchup second half. It's the number 14 of Broadbent as well. So can Hull FC come out of the gate swinging and get a try to level and quite possibly take the lead? Now spreading it out to the left-hand side here, Hull FC. Big hit there as that's Sezo who gets taken off the feet by Peter Hiku. Just trying to find some type of gap. Okay, second tackle, 5 away from the try line. Trying to get up the middle here to just try to find some type of level. And unfortunately the ball has come out and it's a knock-on by Asiata. But yeah, that's just, it's another chance that's gone begging there for Hull. But yeah, pretty much the first try this second half is going to be absolutely crucial. Thanks to Stream, brother. It's all good, man. I mean, I understand how annoying the situation is where it's like, because I know it's like the NRL's the same thing. KO is pretty bad, or Foxtel's pretty bad. Sky Sports infinitely worse. Like I know it's one of those rough ones. So now just trying to get through the middle as Tyrone May gets brought down just shy of the 40 for the last tackle. Down it's a high kick up in the field. It's going to go all the way back inside of the 20 there for Logan Moy for Hull FC to pick it up, and he will get brought down on the 30-metre line for the first tackle of this new set. Definitely a lot less fiery at the moment to start off this second half. It seems like everybody's sort of calmed down. So hopefully no boilovers for any team. So let's see number 3 of Davey Litton in the Asiata trying to get the run through the middle. He will enter Hull KR's half for the 4th tackle. Spread it out now to the right-hand side, trying to find some gap. Sam Lasoni trying to get through. That's a hand around the face. And there's about 4 plays finally taking Lasoni down. 30 away from the try line for the last tackle. As Jai Whitbread now has come on the field following his HIA reversal. And it's a short kick. Broadbent is able to hang on to that well after running to chase that. It'll get brought down inside of the 20 for the first tackle for Hull KR. So now 3 minutes gone in this second half. But to be fair, Broadbent, that's like dangerous. Because you had the number 15 of James Bell rushing in, and Broadbent could have been killed. So now just shy of the 40 for the third tackle. As Hull KR just trying to keep it simple. And I feel like getting it running through the set's motion could be good for Hull KR. Because you feel like there'd be a bit more urgency from Hull FC to try to get the first try. But here's the last tackle kick by Mikey Lewis. Will be kicked in between the 20 as Logan Moy picks it up. Trying to find a gap, but they're getting passing down the line here. So a possible run from the wing there. It's a number 21 of Arthur Romano. He gets past Hull FC's 30 for the first tackle. Just trying to figure out the way to possibly get through this. Now at the 40 for the second. Run up the guts. That'll be third tackle now. Right on halfway, as that's the number 4 of Hardacre. Now Hull FC trying to go down the left-hand side here. Trying to find a gap. They're getting passes off as Moy gets wrapped up 35 away from the try line. 4th tackle now. 4.5 gone in this second half. Hull FC trying to find a way to possibly force another attack. It's flinged out to Caesar right on half 40 for the last tackle. There's a couple of people going for that. I think that's going to be a knock-on. So it'll be handover, knock-on by Hull FC. So we're now 5 minutes gone. It's just been really running through the sets, to be honest. Nothing really too chaotic at the moment. Even the crowd sort of simmered down from the hysterics of the derby. But I feel like there's got to be just one incident which will just immediately counteract that. Now Hull KR just trying to get a gap through. And they're just trying to find out. And it's a knock on again. And Hull FC very happy celebrating. So a couple of chances now, because it was in the first half, it was Hull FC making the mistakes. Now it's them forcing it. So knock on. So it'll be a scrum feed about 30. No, it's a challenge, sorry. So it's a captain's challenge here by the Robins to see if it was for a possible strip. Or hands on the ball. Tackle. No. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The thing is, okay, cusses his hand around the ball, but it's a third person who's come into the tackle. It's the number 22 of Connor Bailey, who then hits around that arm, which then sees the ball pop out. But Cade Cust's arm is around the ball. And unfortunately, I think there's going to be not enough angles to try to overview it, overrule it, so... I don't think I don't think it's a strip. So I think they're just trying to go through all the available angles. I think it might be an inconclusive one, but the amount of angles they're looking... Or there's a hand on the ball again, but it's not stripped. I think it's more a loose carry, in my personal opinion anyways. We'll just see what the referees view it as. Mechanics of the tackle, yep. But yeah, here we go. Challenge unsuccessful. So we'll be ruled as a knock-on, and there'll be no more challenge here for the Robins. So 30 metres out, full set of 6. Hull FC with a chance to try to get the first try of the second half. So here we go. Hull FC just trying to find a way. Okay, second tackle now, 15 away from the try line. Hull FC just trying to find almost a knock on. Asiata holds on to that one. So just trying to figure it out now. 15 away from the try line. Or Asiata's clutching his hamstring here. This could be a problem here for the Faithful. But here we go. Hull FC still keeping going. Fourth tackle. They're right on the try line here. They'll get off to the left-hand side. Trying to find some type of gap. Flings it out to the wing. And that could be a try there to Lewis Martin of Hull FC. But I guess they're going to have a look at the grounding. But at the moment, it is 10-all. But Lewis Martin getting the try there. There's a possibility here. Hull FC's tied the game. But yeah, Asiata has possibly done his hamstring. He's barely being able to put pressure on it. This is a pretty serious injury. So we'll just have to see how this grounding goes to see if it still remains 10-all. There's a lot of fans in the Hull KR end that are saying no, they're trying to wave it off, so it may not be a good grounding. I think he might have lost it here. Here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, nah, he's playing it. Nah, it's a try. That's a try. I just see there's a perfect handprint on the window of the Hull FC, in front of the Hull FC coach on the window. Oh, I don't know. He might have lost this. But does the left hand remain in contact with the ball? Oh, I don't know if this is going to be given. Because Broadbent's come in. But then again, is his left hand on the ball? And the problem is that this went up as a try. So they're trying to prove that it wasn't grounded rather than if it was. They're trying to see if it's... Is his hand still on the ball? Or... I think it bounces. Unless it's like a thumb. To be honest, I think it's definitely looking more so it's no try. And here we go, 8.5 gone in this half, and they're just going to review this. But I think it's going to be more than likely no try. Just waiting to see what does end up happening with this this refereeing decision. So going frame by frame. I feel like this might be a situation, there might be insufficient evidence to say that there is separation because you can't, there's going to be no real angle it's going to tell. They're trying to see if there's any type of angle that's going to prove this. They're looking... They're looking at other angles. I think this might be given a try because there's no evidence to try to say that it did separate. Or that might be it. There is separation. They found a reverse angle. So, yep, they've made the decision. It's going to be no try. So there is separation from the hand. But that's great looking by the video referee. So it's going to remain 10 points to 6. Be a very interesting decision in the context of this game. But they've given no try. But then again, just like that now, Hull FC still down. But now with John Asiata now out with a possible hamstring or calf injury. So here we go. So now Hull KR get the 20-minute restart for the knock-on inside the goal mouth as Harvey Hill comes on for John Asiata. So Hull KR just trying to find some type of way to try to just keep the sets going. And then if it eventually gets for them possibly getting the first try this second half, it'll be very important for the momentum of this match for them. So yeah, the commentators are talking about whether or not the referees would have, if they were referees, would they overrule it? But with one of the commentators saying, I don't think there's sufficient enough evidence to overturn it because that's the problem with the difference of the referee awarding it as a try instead of sending it up as being no try. So Broadbent now gets brought down. Is that a set reset? No, this is last tackle. It's a grubber. It's still going. The ball end up inside. It's Moy brought down inside of the 10 for the first tackle. Now just trying to find some kind of way to break through. Hull FC's, we're now about almost 10 minutes gone in this second half, and besides from that one chance there for Hull FC, it's just still nothing much. And there's the kick off. And it's been caught on the 30 here by the Robins. And the first tackle will take place just shy of halfway for the first tackle. But if Hull KR are able to get a try in this bit, it would be very important. So now run up the middle there. Suaso Su gets brought down 40 metres away from the try line for the third tackle. Now running down the left-hand line here. Mikey Lewis gets a great run. He's brought down 15 away from the try line. Fourth tackle. Now, what can LKR do? They're trying to spread it out as far to the right as possible. Hiku, pass it, you selfish bastard. Last tackle now, 10 out. Flat ball, Amon. And Amon can't get a pass off, so it's going to be a changeover here for Hull FC. Suaso Su and Tom Amon have now come on for Whitbread and Lockley. So here we go. Hull FC now need to try to get out of their own end here. But it looks like Hull KR will be very much game to keep them there. As we're now 10 minutes gone in this second half. And it's going to be a game where just one try could be the one that decides it. Now driving up through the middle. As it's the number 21 of Romano. Gets to the 30 for the fourth tackle. Now Hull FC just trying to find any type of way. Now Harvey Hill brought down on part of the 40. Bit of afters. Nope. Is it a penalty? Nope. Just play on. Last tackle. And Hardacre. It's a bit of a shoddy kick. And it's taken by Broadbent on the 30. And Broadbent get brought down just shy of halfway for the first tackle for the Robins. So the Robins are starting to get very good field position as they're just trying to keep them at bay. What can Hull KR do? They're just getting up from the middle, but it's Amon. 30 away from the try line now. Fourth tackle. They'll go to the right-hand side. Good passing here. Broadbent gets brought down. 25 away from the try line. Last tackle for the Robins now. They'll go to Tyrone May. They try to spread it out to the left-hand side here. Can they find it? Gildar tries to get a pass off. That's a knock-on. That's a lock-on by Logan Moy. And it's Mikey Lewis. Oh! I'm pretty certain Mikey Lewis has just elbowed Moy in the face. I think he's like properly scraped it here. But it's going to be a penalty to Hull KR for not penalty. It's a penalty to Hull FC for a high shot. But I think the afters might need to be looked at here. It is a high shot. I've just heard a chant by Hull FC saying that that the faithful boys are on a bender and Mikey Lewis is a. I'm not repeating it, but that's it's a bit mental. Oh, big tackle there by Batchelor, trying to say that there was a knock on there by the number 22 of Connor Bailey on the 30. Still third tackle, but again, it's Hull KR keeping the faithful at bay and definitely getting more meters for their sets. Hull KR corruption gets better. Any other club would have been allowed just because it's Hull KR refs again on Hull KR side, get everything corrupted. I would just like the more brother refs. Yeah, it's one of the rough ones. It's a very... Because there's definitely an argument coming out about that try, about, oh, yeah, there's not enough evidence. Because it's just one reverse angle, and it's like one frame of it. So you can't tell. This is why we need Snicko. Yeah, because that didn't cause a shit stir in the Ashes. There's Hull KR. Now it's Broadbent. getting tackled by his opposite number of Cade Cust. But now Lewis gets brought down on halfway. And now Hull Kingston Rovers is trying to find something to do. As it's Carl Lawton who gets brought down 45 away from the try line for the last tackle. As we're now 14 minutes gone in this second half, 26 to go. And still no score has been had. And Logan Moy, that's a good wrap up there by Burgess to bring him down on the 20 for the first tackle for Hull FC. The dog sleeping on this bed. I've just noticed it. But yeah, so it's just trying to get it through there as Jez Litton now on the bench. So Hull FC now just trying to find some type of gap. And Hardacre gets into Hull Chaos half. He gets brought down 40 away from the try line now for the third tackle. .30 away from the try line, fourth tackle. And it's a high kick in the air by Caesar, but it's not going anywhere. Nobody knows even know where the ball is. And batted backwards again. It's another kick, but it's a penalty for an offside. And it will be Hull KR's ball. 25 minutes remaining in this matchup. And it's going to start getting to the point with this set in motion type stuff. You don't really know. Now Hull KR again, still getting better field possession. Set restart here. This comes from a knock on from a play. So now Hull KR just trying to find some type of gap as Minchella brought down 35 away from the try line for the second tackle. Just trying to find some gap that could start putting the game in favour of Robbins. May's broken through. He's got support. And it's Jez Litton who scores under the post. And that is a very important try. And is now pushing and shoving at the moment. Oh, by the way the crowd's reacting, cut to the fucking fight. There's bodies everywhere. God damn. World star hip hop camera angles. Like, cut to the fight. Come on. But anyways, at this current moment, it's 14-6, I believe, to Hull KR. So, I don't even know what the hell happened there, but what a great run by Tyrone May to get the pass off to Jez Litton, who scores the try. I think the try's been awarded here. It should be 14-6 to Hull KR. Time off. There could be a couple of sin bins here, lads, so it looks like we're going to find out. So yeah, it's try. So now they're going to have to look at the camera reviews. Or are they just going to let it happen? Because we saw none of it because it cut to the crowd. But what a great run by Tyrone May. He gets the support of Jez Litton, who goes over and scores. Oh, that's what it was. So it's actually a Hull FC player who's tried to stop Jez Litton and he's kind of kicked him. And then basically a couple of Hull KR players weren't happy with that and started pushing people into the advertising boards. But yeah, pretty much in the support of the try, all of a sudden a massive melee occurs. I don't think any punches were thrown, but just a bit of like, you know, like that type of stuff. Yeah, it was Lewis Martin who comes in and he kind of like kicks him. there's not much in it, but I feel like this is very reactionary there by Hull KR. So can we actually see what happened? So try confirm, there's nothing wrong with it. But then Mikey Lewis has come in. We've literally seen barely anything of what actually occurred then. But here we go, Mikey Lewis with the attempt from right in front to make it 2 for 3. And the kick is good, as it is 16-6 now with 22 minutes remaining in this matchup. Just annoying why they didn't just show what happened. There we go. It was just pushing and shoving. Yeah, well, this is the thing, though. The referees need to actually talk to the coaches, to the captains. Yeah, fair enough. Referees just straight up just said to the captains that we've had a really good derby game so far. No, sorted out because both teams were at fault in that. But yeah, that's a fair play. But again, Mikey Lewis was the person who instigated that. And but there we go. It was a short kickoff there by Hull FC. It's gone 10 metres in the air, but the wind's taken it back 5 metres, and they've ended up with the ball, so it did go 10 metres. So chance for Hull FC to try to respond here, as we've got now 21 minutes remaining in this matchup in the Hull derby. Hardacre now gets brought down 20 away from the try line for the second tackle. Oh, they've got numbers if they can. They've committed too early to the winger, as that was Lewis Martin who gets brought down 10 metres out. Fourth tackle for Hull FC. Trying to find something to go through. K Cust gets a pass again. Trying to find some type of gap, but there's none that's forming at the moment. As that's James Bell gets brought down 10 away now. Last tackle for Hull FC. Trying to find something. They're still going. They're trying to find some type of pass. They've kicked it for a grubber. And it's going to be taken by Hull KR. And it's going to result in a goal line dropout. But it's good pressured kick there. To be honest, what I'd do, if I was Hull Kingston Rovers, I'd boot it because the wind's at your back. And you could honestly, if you hit it right, you could probably send it back about 60 plus metres. So it breaks the 10 metre lane, but it just goes back to the 5. So here we go. Lewis, I reckon just drill it. And here we go. The wind doesn't take as much as it should. And here comes a run here from the number 18 of Lidgy Sow. And Sow will get brought down on the 30 metre line for the first tackle. He's still going, and he gets brought down 25 away. As we're now in the final 20 minutes of this matchup in this Hull derby. Brought down now, 15 away from the try line now. Overton came back. Who scored the try for Hull KR? It was Jez Litton. It was Jez Litton who capitalised off it. He was Tyrone, mate. Oh, bit of a hospital pass there for Hull FC. Fourth tackle, 15 away from the try line now. Hull just trying to find some way to break through, but just nothing going on at the moment. Hill gets held up middle, 15 away from the try line. Last tackle for Hull FC. Caesar with the grubber, picked up by Mikey Lewis, and it's a penalty for a high shot. But here we go. Just waiting now. Peter Higo believes back on the field, but Hull KR now with the ball. It's brought down inside the 30 for the first tackle. And it's another knock on there by Tyrone May. And right, okay, some mistakes are now starting to happen for the Robins. So now it's another... But here's the thing, Hull FC have not really capitalised on these chances as well, though. There's a challenge here by Hull FC. Wait. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's a Hull FC challenge, but yeah, that's a knock. That's just a knock on by Tyrone May. I don't understand why this was a challenge. So it looks like it may have gone against Hull FC then. Yeah, right. I thought it was just a Hull KR knock on from the get-go. Here we go. Hull trying to find a breakthrough here. So 25 metres out. They've had a lot of ball down this end of the field and trying to get a try, but it's just they've not been able to convert it into points. They almost did, but the try was taken off them. That's a tackle without the ball. Yeah, I was about to say, surely that had to have been called. Because, yeah, that's clearly tackle without the ball. How many minutes remaining? There is 16 and a half minutes remaining as there is a penalty for Hull FC. Yeah, Minchella wrapping around Aiden Caesar without the ball. Yeah, now 10 metres out now, second tackle. Can Hull FC just find some type of go? I'm just checking on my phone and stuff like that. But here we go. Trying to find some type of gap run through, almost. They fling it out now to the right. Trying to find support, but they can't find any. And they're being dragged back about 10-15 metres. It's just showing how solid this Hull KR defence has been. They've gone for a grubber and the ball's just gone into touch. But whose ball is it? Wasn't played out, so it's going to be Hull Kingston Rovers' ball. And that's another chance really blown by Hull FC. It's just been one of those weird type of matches where just nothing seems to be going their way at the moment. But John Asiata there on the bench, obviously with his hamstring issue. So just waiting to see what can Hull KR do. Because you just got to start thinking, this is getting to the point of the game where you think just one more try should be able to do this. And is this a 40-20 attempt? Is that a 40-20? And it is brilliant. Wait, hang on, that was short of a 40-20. I'm pretty certain that was a 40-20. I was pretty certain it was a 40-20. You think Hull KR would score again? To be honest, I feel like they're the most likely to score because it's just, even with the amount of chances Hull have, there's been no discernible proper attack to see them actually go over the line. I think Hull FC got a little bit lucky there because I thought that was a 40-20. But Hull KR now just need to keep Hull FC at bay as we're now coming into the final 13.5 minutes remaining. Almost a breakthrough line there. Just shy of the 40 for the third tackle. As Liggy Sow now right on halfway for the fourth tackle. Now 13 minutes remaining. Trying to pass it out to the left-hand side. And Hull will get brought down 35. Oh, they get an offload off. Still going for the fourth tackle. And now it's Lytton. Getting a pass out. They're trying to go for a set restart. It won't happen. And they'll be brought down 35 away from the try line now. Last tackle for Hull FC. And it's a kick up in the air. And it's Broadbent. And he'll get wrapped up on the 10-metre line for the first tackle for the Robins. So now got 12.5 remaining now. And it's just... This is the thing. It's like... Hull KR just needs... I don't even think they need a try. They just, if they get more points on the board, if they get like a penalty conversion to just at least chew up a bit of the clock, they should be okay. As that's now Joe Burgess brought down on the 40 for the fourth tackle. Almost a little bit of a high shot there, but this will be the last tackle. Set restart. Yeah, that's not what they wanted. Hull FC. But this is a huge chance now for Hull KR to try to possibly break down the line. They've got to pass out to the wing. They've got support. They can try to do a great wrap-up tackle. 25 away from the try line. First tackle. This is a huge chance to put a massive dagger into this matchup. Peter Hiku trying to find a gap. He gets brought down 10 metres away from the try line. Right in the middle of the field. Now, run from dummy half. Trying to find support. Mikey Lewis. Lewis trying to find a gap. Lewis is trying to find something. And I think that's been knocked on by Hull FC. It's going to be a set restart. Here's a Moan brought down 5 away. 0 tackle now. So it's another set here for Hull KR. If they just get a try, they should be able to take the win. You'd have to think. Run from dummy half. Lytton almost there. Trying to go for a second try of the game. Lytton now right on the line. Trying to get a pass through. It's the number 18 of Brown. Jack Brown again right on the try line here. Second tackle. They'll try to go to the right. Gildart gets the pass out. And that will do it. It's Joe Burgess who goes over. And that should honestly do it. 10.5 now remaining. It is now 20 points to 6 to Hull Kingston Rovers. Well, Wanted, you got it. You got Joe Burgess any time. He did it. So there we go. So this will now mean that Hull FC, even if they score 2 converted tries, they'll need another one. So that realistically could start the beginning of the end for Hull FC trying to win this game. And this could well likely be the 125th win for Hull Kingston Rovers in this fixture. But yeah, just really good play there, and just Hull KR just making do with the chances that have been given to him, which unfortunately hasn't been something that has happened for Hull FC. There's a certain chant going around Craven Park. You've seen the Rovers, you've seen the Robins now. Please quite kindly make way and have a safe journey home. Or there might be a quicker way to say that. But here we go. The time's now coming down with about 9 minutes remaining. I know, it's brilliant stuff. So here we go, Mikey Lewis. This to make it a 16-point lead. There's a conversion attempt and it's missed. So we'll remain 14 points. So it is still very much possible for Hull FC to come back into this. But unfortunately, just with the momentum and how things are going, it's just... I honestly, at this point, don't really see him scoring a try at this rate, let alone 2 and then getting another try to possibly win the game. So Joe Burgess was doing this. I'm assuming this means something, but yeah, I don't know. And here is the kickoff as the ball gets held up in the wind once again. And that's a penalty for a tackle in the air. And a bit of head loss starting to come in. Problem is, though, the referees have already warned them. 8 minutes remaining. Yep, pretty much about 8.5 to go. As it's a penalty there for Hull Kingston Rovers for the tackle in midair on Joe Burgess. So there's the kick into touch, and it's gone really deep, and it will enter the Hull FC half. So with about 7.5 minutes remaining, can Hull KR just put it out of reach mathematically and get another try? Now they're going to the right hand side, almost breaking the line there. But Hull KR now 30 metres away from the try line now for the second tackle. But now Hull KR, can they just try to find some type of gather going down the left-hand side? Gildart already scored once. He's brought down on the 10 metres out from the try line. Fourth tackle. Brought down like 10 metres away from the try line. 7 to go. They'll go to the left-hand side again. Trying to get Gildart. Can Gildart get there himself? He'll get held up just short of the line. Very close there for Hull KR, but it'll be a changeover. But yeah, I'm pretty safe to say that this is done, and this is going to be almost Hull FC getting dragged in for a goal line dropout. And there's a big hit there by the number 18 of Jack Brown, and it's resulted in a knock-on. But what a big tackle there by big Jack Brown. And the play it'll be a scrum feed 10 metres out. Oh. Body goes over his feet there. Bit of a rough one there. So 10 metres out, full set of 6. A chance to pretty much, 100% put the game to bed as Romano is in a bit of a way because his feet went under his body there. So just waiting now. So we've got about 5.5 minutes. And this could have pretty consequential meaning for Hull FC because the amount of players that are already out for this game, now even more coming out. So Hull FC's next 5 games, they take on St Helens, Castleford, Toulouse, Bradford and Lee. So just waiting to see the time going through. So Romano's now off the field. So just waiting now for the scrum feed to happen. We've got about 5.5 now to go. Well, the game's pretty much out of reach now for Hull FC, but this is generally just to do one more. Do you think the Broncos could enter the Super League? Oh, they're passing it out to the wing, and almost a breakthrough try there. I haven't paid too much attention to the championship, but I feel like they've got the capabilities to do it. Oh, there's a knock on there by Hull KR, and it'll be there's Tyrone May who lost the ball. So I'll be a scrum feed here for Hull FC. But I feel like they should be able to, from what I've heard about what they've been bringing into the team. You know, of like I think like Lockyer's over there with them. Just trying to look at what the tables are for the championship. Broncos have won all their games and have got a 3. I thought Penrith had a very big for and against. 341. I reckon you should be able to. I reckon they could go all right in the. I know that it is for some clubs it is a bit of a jump to go from the championship to the Super League, but yeah, I reckon they could do okay. So Hull FC now just trying to get through this set. Is coming into now the final 4 minutes of this game, the 250th edition of the Hull Derby, and the pass has gone wayward, and Hull KR has now ended up with it, and they're trying to get a pass over the top, and that's going to be classed a forward pass from Hull KR. But yeah, just another bit of a lapless mistake. They've been thrashing other teams in the championship. It's really not fair. It'll just get to the point where they'll just all straight up be. But yeah, that's mental. 7 games, and they've won. They've got a for and against of like 341. That's like what? That's like what, 40, 50 points they're winning by on average per game? That's ridiculous. And he goes now 3 minutes now to go in this matchup. But yeah, they'll definitely have to get promoted into the Super League next season then. Still trying to get through these final sets here as Hull FC just trying to go through the middle. They're still trying to get passes down. They're still trying, but unfortunately it's not to be in this game. And they're trying to pass now to the right, and they've just not been able to get anything done. This will be the last tackle now. Just past Hull FC's 40 now with 2.5 to go. As they're just trying to get through the middle. And there's Caesar with the kick. And it's a run up the guts there by Hull Kingston Rovers. And just onto the 40 for the first tackle. And this will probably be one of the final attacking set that Hull KR will have. Just waiting for Broadbent to get through. And a bit of shoving there between Broadbent and Hardacre. But here we go, just trying to get through Hull KR, just trying to get through the guts in the middle. Now off to the right-hand side here. Can they get a cherry on top? Hiku trying to get through. He's brought down 30 metres away from the try line now. Fourth tackle. Now out to the left-hand side. Massive gaps opened up. Pass out to the wing. Burgess will get his second. And that should be icing on the... It's definitely icing on the cake, but that is... Stick a fork in it, boys. This one's done. And it's now 24 points to 6 with the kick to come. And with the time remaining, probably be only about 20-30 seconds left in the game. So this will now be the 125th derby win for the Robins and culminating in the 250th edition of the rivalry. But just a massive gap opened up on the left-hand side, which just saw... It's about pretty much like an entire section of the field was left defended by one player. And then you had Joe Burgess just running in to get his second try of the match. And the try has been confirmed. Of course it would be. There's no issue with that absolutely at all. Stays in play, grounds it in the corner. Easy as you like. Jeez, it's been a good game there by Hull Kingston Rovers, and we'll just see if we can get Mikey Lewis to get another good conversion. Eight tries for Joe Burgess this season. So this conversion attempt will now try to make it a 20-point game. And the conversion is missed. So, and the time will get stopped with 30 seconds remaining. So it'll just be a couple of tackles played, and it'll remain as it will be an 18-point win for Hull Kingston Rovers. There's a good run there by the number 14 of Jack Broadbent to then get the pass out to Joe Burgess. And it's a shortened kick, and the ball has been bobbled away, but it's... I don't know who the fuck's ball it is. It'll be a knock. It'll be a scrum feed here for Hull FC. Are they even going to bother with a scrum? I think they're just going to let the time just roll out. But yep, there we go. In the 250th match of this derby, it is Hull Kingston Rovers who made good on their chances and kind of just wrestled Hull FC out of this matchup as the siren sounds, and it's an 18-point win to the red side of Hull. And that will do it there. So the tries go, one for Jack Broadbent, one for Oliver Gildart, and 2 tries. 1 try for Jez Linden and 2 tries for Joe Burgess, with the sole try from Hull FC being Lewis Martin. So there we go. That is it for this game. Pretty good game to say the very least. We should be back with the... Actually, just have a quick check of which game we'll be doing next for the Super League. We'll be doing 2 of the games on the Monday. We have Castleford and Wakefield. We'll also be doing the Parramatta Eels and West Tigers on Easter Monday. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully see you all around. Thank you.